Okay guys, so for today's video, we are going to be making this daisy granny square. And for today's supplies, we are going to need 3 different colors of yarn. Obviously a yellow for the center, a white or cream for the petals, and then any color border that you choose. Today I'm using this turquoise looking color. And then a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, and today I am using a 5.5 millimeter. And then a darning needle. So gather your supplies and meet me back here and we will make this daisy granny square together. Okay, so to start out, we are going to make a slip knot. And then we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go back into this first chain that we made and do a slip stitch to create our ring. Okay, now that we did that, we're just going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to put 11 double crochet into our ring here. So 1, and that chain 3 did count as a double crochet, so that is why we're just placing 11 more. So it'll be a total of 12 in the end. So just do your double crochets around your ring until you have a total of 12. And like I said, that chain 3 did count, okay? And then meet me back here when you have 12. Okay, I've got all my 12 double crochets. So now we're just going to find the top of that chain 3. And we're just going to slip stitch into that to create our circle. So that's the center of our daisy there. So you're just going to cut that then. Leave a little bit of a tail end there so you can weave that in and pull that through to secure it. And we have the start of our daisy there, okay? I'm just going to go through right now and just weave these in, and then we can start on our next color, okay? Okay, so I got my white yarn here now, and we're just going to start anywhere in our project here. Just insert your hook in between any of the 2 stitches like that. And so now we're just going to chain 4. For my first one, I keep both the strands of yarn together just to make it a little extra secure so it's not going to go anywhere. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Okay, so basically the chain 4 just acted as, again, a double crochet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do 2 triple crochet together. Okay, so that means yarn over, insert your hook into that same space and pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2, and you're going to stop there because these are 2 together, okay? So you're going to yarn over again and go into that same space and pull that yarn through. Yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the next 2, and then you should have 3 on your hook there. Yarn over and go through those last 3, and that is our first daisy petal, okay? And this one is a little different because we had that first chain 4, okay? So now the next ones are going to be different, but we're going to just keep repeating the pattern after this next one, okay? Okay, so after every petal, we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Then directly into the next stitch, we're going to do 3 triple crochet, okay? So yarn over, and insert your hook, pull up that yarn, pull through the first 2, yarn over, and pull through the next 2. and we're doing 3 triple crochet together. So yarn over again, yarn over into that same spot, insert your hook, pull up that yarn, go through the first 2, pull up the yarn, go through the next 2 and stop again. Yarn over, go into that same stitch, pull up the yarn, go through the first 2 and go through the next 2. You should have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 4 of those. Okay, so that's a triple crochet together. Chain 2, and you're going to go right into the next stitch and do the same thing. 3 triple crochet. So I'll do it one more time with you. Yarn over, go into that next chain space, pull up the yarn and go through the first 2, pull up the yarn, go through the next 2 and stop, and then yarn over, and go into that same space, pull up that yarn and go through the first 2, pull up that yarn and go through the next 2 and then stop. You should have 3 on your hook. So yarn over, this is our last one. Go into that space and pull up the yarn and go through the first 2 and yarn over, go through the next 2, and you should have 4 on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 4 of those. Okay, and then don't forget to chain your 2 after each petal. So that's what you should have so far, 3 petals, and keep continuing on with that same pattern. Don't forget to chain 2 after each petal and meet me back here after this. Okay, so I finished my last petal, which we should have a total of 12, and then I chained my 2 at the end. And we are just going to go back into that first chain that we did, into the top of that chaining that we did in the beginning of this round. And then just slip stitch that. And that'll close out this round. Okay, so pull out some of that yarn and then cut that off and pull that on through. And so now we have our center and all of our petals. So again, I'm just going to weave in that end. And then we are on our last color already. So this granny square, it's a fun, different kind of granny square. Very nice for spring, summer. But it also works up fairly fast. So okay, and then just snip that part off and we're done with that one. Okay, so I have my last color here, which is like a turquoise color. And I'm just going to insert my hook anywhere into these open spaces here. And I'm going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to put in 2 triple crochet into that same space. So that's 1. And unlike the previous round, we're going to go all the way through this, okay? So I'll show you again. That was 1. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up that yarn, go through the first 2, pull up the yarn, go through the next 2, pull up your yarn and go through the last 2. Okay, so that acted as a total of 3 triple crochet because that chaining of 4 counted as 1. So we are going to go into this next space here, and we are going to do 3 double crochet. So that's just yarn over, insert your hook, pull up the yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through the next 2. So that was 1. We want 2 more. So 2 and 3, all into that same space. And then into the next, we are going to do the same thing. 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And those 2 just acted as our insides of our granny square, okay? And this is the start of a corner. So now we're going to work into our next corner here, or make our next corner, I should say. So what we're going to do is 3 triple crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then into making this corner, we are going to chain 2 after that. And then into the same stitch, we're going to place 3 more of those triple crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So let me pull out my yarn here, and as you see, we just made a little corner here, okay? So it was our first complete corner. Our 2 insides here, and then we're going to do the same thing, same pattern. Within each of these 2 here, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Okay, so you just skip right on into that with our 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then right into our next opening there, another 3 double crochet. It's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're coming up on our next corner here. So again, we're just going to do 3 triple crochet. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Let me get some more yarn here. And that was our first half of our corner. So now we chain 2, 1 and 2. And then into that same exact space that we were just working into, we're going to do 3 more triple crochet. Triple crochet or treble crochet, depending on where you're located. So that's 2. And our third one. Okay, so into the next one, we do 3 double crochet. And then into our next space, we do another 3 double crochet. Okay, now that was another inside of our edging. So now we've reached where we're going to put another corner, and this will be our last corner that we work on. So we do 3 triple crochet into this space. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then you chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 3 more triple crochet right into that same space. 2, oh, I'm sorry, 1, 2, and 3. And now we have our last parts where we need to put in our 3 double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. Jump right into our next space and add another 3 double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. And now we've reached where we started here. And let me pull out my yarn here. Basically, we did in the beginning here just the half of our start of our corner here, okay? So we just need to finish the last half. So all we do is jump right into that space where we started the corner. Oops, and do 3 triple crochet. So that's 1, 2, need a little bit more yarn, and then our last one. So that was 3 triple crochet, and now we just chain 2 to create that fold corner. And now you're going to go into that top chain of the chaining space we created. Okay. Now all you do is I chain 1 just to secure that and cut off your yarn. Pull that on through. And we are all set. So we have our 4 corners. I block all my granny squares when I'm done. You can get a blocking board. I have them on my TT page. You can get them on Amazon. They have them at all like hobby stores, Michael's, things like that. And then, or you can even steam them just to get them better shaped. But so I like this one also just because the border's super easy. You literally just do the triple crochets and then the double crochets. That's it. So that's pretty simple. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I just like how they're like springy, summery. And I do intend on making a blanket with all of my daisy granny squares that I've created so far. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. And I hope to see you next time. Again, May is all about flowers for us here at the Yarn Rack. So we have 1 more video after this, and that's like a fun little outdoorsy type crochet project that we're going to be working on. So I hope to see you there for that one. And then June, we are going to have summery and potentially some 4th of July items. Okay. So hope to see you there for that too. Thank you and have a good day.